Here I am again, Keith Bailey coming at you. NFL Week 15 picks. It's becoming like clockwork now. We have 3 weeks left of the NFL regular season, and I just a quick recap. I called a bunch of games last week. Actually, a lot of people didn't do particularly well last week. I went 10-6, which isn't good by my standards, but it's great if you consider the entire scope of how everyone did last week. There were a lot of upsets last week, a lot of home victories by a lot of underdog teams. Some of the games I nailed right on the head. I had the Panthers beating the Vikings. I had the Cardinals beating the Titans. And who else did I have? I had Atlanta at home beating the Saints. Those are just some right off the top of my head that I had. Some games I whiffed on. I whiffed on the Jets-Broncos game. I think everyone whiffed on the Bears-Bengals game. I don't know what happened in that game, but it's the NFL. And as all of these home teams winning, I think you're going to see the law of averages means some of these away teams are going to start getting a couple more victories this week. First of all, I'm going to toot my own horn. 13-0 again in picking Titans games this year. If you watched my picks video last week, I said that the Arizona Cardinals would beat this team. The Arizona Cardinals beat this team, and I was not surprised. And I'm looking to make it 14-0 when we make our picks. So just stay tuned for that. We start off tonight, Thursday Night Football. We have a dud of a game. We have the Colts and the Broncos. We have to suffer through this. We have to suffer through two teams that don't even have 5 wins this stage in the season. I'm going to go with, I don't know, because then on one end I thought that the Broncos were going to be able to use their defense to beat Miami and Jay Cutler, but they got shredded. Yeah, I'm gonna stick with Denver here. Gut instinct. I don't want to switch. I've had a habit of doing that in the past. I think Denver gets the win here, 20-17. It'll be close as usual because the Colts like to keep it close, but the Denver Broncos defense should be able to really get to Jacoby Brissett. The Colts don't have a good offensive line, and you have one of the best D lines in the NFL over there in Denver. Next up, we have the Bears at the Lions. I'm picking Detroit here. The Lions, if they win this game, they're 8-6. They're not out of the race. People are counting them out because of the Lions. I'm telling you, this team is still alive. You know what? It would be hilarious if the reason they missed the playoffs is because of that Week 3 game, that touchdown that was reversed. I think it was Golden Tate that had that ball in the end zone. That would have started Detroit off 3-0. And what a swinger that is right now, because if that game goes the other direction and the Lions and his knee didn't touch the ground, Detroit would be 8-5. Atlanta would be 7-6. Seattle would have a hold on that 6th spot right now. Actually, no. Seattle and Detroit would be tied. And Detroit is home against the Bears. I mean, it's that kind of year. That being said, Detroit, I think, should get the win here. They'll sweep Chicago, and I think they'll win this game 23-17. The Bears looked damn impressive last week. I don't know where that came from. I expect them to come back down to earth against a team that's a lot better than the Cincinnati Bengals. Next up, we have the Chargers at the Kansas City Chiefs. Before I make my pick for this game, I just gotta check one thing real quick. Some of you guys might remember what I call the Seattle effect. Chiefs schedule. How have the Chiefs fared in their last couple home games? Let's take a look, shall we? Okay, so they beat the Raiders. They lost at home to the Bills. So they've fared pretty well at home overall. They're what? 1-0, 2-0, 2-1, 3-1, 3-2. Okay, so they're 4-2 at home. All right, so I guess it doesn't matter too much. But the Kansas City Chiefs, coming into this, have lost. They're 2-2, I believe, in their last 4 home games. This is too good of a team at home. But then again, it's hard to fathom the Chargers getting swept as hot as they are by the Kansas City Chiefs. You know what? I'm gonna stick with my original pick. I'm gonna keep the Chargers pick. I'm gonna pick this game 24-21. It's gonna be close. The Chiefs aren't gonna go away, but the Chargers are on too much of a roll right now. They're rolling through these teams, and LA gets a leg up for winning that AFC West. Next up, we have Miami at Buffalo. The Bills. And I'm gonna be straight with you here. I said that if Nathan Peterman, or however the hell you pronounce his name, I said that if he started this game, that the Buffalo Bills would lose. What I didn't anticipate was for how bad the weather really was going to be. And if you were to ask me, even if Nathan Peterman was starting, who would win last week's game, the Colts or the Bills, in that much of a snowstorm, I would have picked Buffalo, because I know that Nathan Peterman would not have been passing. Colts play in a dome, Bills are used to this weather, and the Bills would have won the game. That being said, I said in my picks video that Nathan Peterman starting, I would pick Indy, and I never updated that, so that's my loss. I'm holding the L on that one. Now that being said, if it is snowy game here, regardless, it's going to be cold on Sunday anyways. It's probably going to be snowing. Miami at Buffalo. The Bills should get the win here. We're going to go with 17-14 over the Miami Dolphins. Miami's riding high right now. I think they're going to come back down to earth here. Next game, we have the Baltimore Ravens at the Cleveland Browns. I am a fan of any team that's playing these 7-6 teams right now. Any of them. I don't care who it is, to be quite frank with you. If that means, all that needs to happen realistically is Tennessee win one of their last 3 games and Baltimore lose one of their last 3 games. That is all that needs to happen in order for Tennessee to pretty much make the playoffs, unless there's some kind of stupid 3-way tiebreaker. Now, the Ravens should win this game. It's the Cleveland Browns. We're going to go with 23-7 over Cleveland. The Browns looked impressive last week, but they blew it. They're not used to playing ahead. I think that is what did them in. Ravens get the win. Bengals at Vikings. Vikings will rebound here. The Bengals looked like garbage last week. Vikings rebounds 28-17 over Cincinnati. These two teams don't play often, once every 4 years. Same with the next matchup. Minnesota is at home, and the entire NFC is completely wide open. I am looking forward to watching the NFC playoffs. There's going to be matchups we haven't seen in a long time. There's going to be teams we haven't seen in a long time. You're talking an NFC playoff picture with 5 new teams. 5 new teams. The last time that happened was in 2008. People. The only team that returned to the NFC playoffs in 2008 was the Giants as the 1 seed. Other than that, Carolina didn't do anything the year before. Minnesota didn't. Arizona didn't. Atlanta sure as hell didn't. And the Philadelphia Eagles didn't. And that's the last time we saw 5 new teams in the NFC playoffs. We're looking at that happening again this year. Minnesota, I think, will get the win here. Next game, Jets at Saints. What is the exact injury report on McCown? I don't think he's playing. I just want to double check. I know he broke his left hand. Josh McCown. Okay, so he's not playing. Yeah, I'm picking the New Orleans Saints easy. Even if McCown was playing, I would still pick the Saints. Saints will rebound. They've had extra time to prepare. Alvin Kamara will return to this game. As far as I know, the Saints should win 33-16 over the Jets. Next game, an interesting one. The Philadelphia Eagles at the New York Giants. I'm putting Philly on upset alert. They're starting Nick Foles. I'm still a believer in Nick Foles. I think the Eagles can still win a championship. Believe it or not, I still believe they can. Because of the system that Carson Wentz is in, the coaches put him in a position to succeed. You're going to hear that again from me later a couple of times. So, the Philadelphia Eagles, I'm still going to pick them to win this game, but I think the Giants will keep it close. Don't touch this game, any spreads or anything. Don't touch it. Philadelphia, I believe, gets the win here 27-26. It's not going to be, the Eagles aren't going to score 30 or 40 plus points like they're used to. They're going to have to rely on their defense a little bit more, which is a very good defense, to win some of these games, because Nick Foles is going to be putting up 30, 40 points a game like Wentz was. Cardinals at Redskins. Washington should win. Arizona looked good last week. The defense is good, but they're making a cross-country trip all the way to Washington. Bad weather outside. They're starting Blaine Gabbert, even though he's not looked terrible. But this is I think this is a bit of a matchup nightmare for Arizona in terms of what Washington brings to the table. I just think my gut's telling me the Redskins win. We're going to go 20-14 over Arizona. Packers at Panthers. I'm picking the Packers, and I'm picking them confidently. Sorry to the Panthers fans. You guys are still going to make the playoffs. You guys are still fine. But, the big but here. You guys are riding high after a big win against the Minnesota Vikings. If Aaron Rodgers returns to this game, can you guarantee that you can take down both NFC North powers back to back? Especially when you get Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers in a must-win situation, aside from the playoffs, is basically undefeated. I mean, if you go back to Green Bay Packers history, over the time Aaron Rodgers has run that team after 2008 and 2009, they needed to win the last two to get in the playoffs. They did. In 2011, when Aaron Rodgers was hurt, they needed to win like their last 3 games to get in. They did. And last year, they were 4-6. They needed to win their last 6 games to get in. They did. Never count out Aaron Rodgers. If Aaron Rodgers is playing this game, I'm expecting the Packers to show up and show up big. I think Green Bay gets the win here 31-20 and reminds the NFL that they cannot forget about the Green Bay Packers. And I think that puts the heat on the Atlanta Falcons in the NFC playoff race. Next up is the Texans at the Jags. Jags. 23-3. I'm sold. I've been a big advocate against Jacksonville this year. I have critiqued them. I've said they haven't played anybody. I've claimed them, like Blake Bortles, to be completely incapable of leading this team to victory. All of those theories were thrown out the window. When the Jags beat Seattle. They beat the Seahawks at their own game. They even that offense scored 30 points against Seattle. Defense forced Russell Wilson into mistakes. This is a good team, and I think you need to watch out. I would love to see Tom Brady go up against this defense. You need to watch out for the Jags. They're in a win-and-in scenario when it comes to the playoff hunt, and I think the Jaguars will win this game. Then it sucks that Jacksonville just had to get good the year Tennessee starts turning it around. I guess that's the nature of the NFL. Rams at Seahawks. Stay away from picking the Rams in this game. Don't do it. You're getting Seattle pissed off after a loss against Jacksonville. Now they're at home to face a team that is ahead of them in the standings. In Seattle, I mean. Seattle should get the win here at home. Seattle has lost their fair share of games at home. They're 1-2 in their last 3 home games. Do you really see them going to 1-3 in their last 4 home games? Seattle? Don't do it. Just trust my gut. Trust me. Seattle will win this game, and they'll win 20-13 over the Rams. I think the Rams will struggle. Even if the Seahawks, half of the Seahawks secondary is out, they will struggle in this game. Patriots at Steelers. I don't care as long as the Steelers are playing the Patriots. I'm picking the Patriots. Tom Brady almost never loses against this team, guys. I know the Steelers are at home. I know the Patriots just lost. But that should worry you more, is that the Patriots just lost. Patriots should win this game, and they should win 30-24 over the Steelers. Next up, Tennessee Titans at San Francisco 49ers. Tennessee wins. Telling you that now. Don't hop on the 49ers train. Just don't do it, okay? I don't know why so many people are hopping on this train. It's driving me crazy. Look at who the 49ers have beaten in their last 2 games. The Bears and the Texans? Mitchell Trubisky and TJ Yates? It's beyond me. Both of those defenses, the Bears defense has been bad recently. They're up, they're down. The Bears will get destroyed. They'll play good defense. I don't know. I just don't understand why people are so high on San Francisco. Jimmy Garoppolo, he's 4-0 as a starter. He's going to lose one at some point. It's guaranteed to happen. Law of averages, people. It has not let me down this season. That's why I am 142 in 66 in picking games this year. 142 wins and 66 losses. That's it. Okay? Just trust me when I say. And I'm 13-0 in picking Titans games this year for a reason. Okay? Tennessee will go into San Francisco. They're going to go 1-1 on this West Coast trip, just like I predicted them to. Before the season started, I said they would go 1-1. During the season, I said they would go 1-1. I didn't think they were going to go on the West Coast and beat both of these teams, regardless of who was playing or how the teams looked. Tennessee, I think, is going to go into San Francisco. They're going to rediscover their offense a little bit, probably win another ugly game, and they'll win 24-19 over San Francisco. Because, let's face it, 49ers have looked impressive. They've beaten crap teams. Kind of reminds me of someone else. Tennessee? Yeah. Only difference? They're good in close games, for the most part, aside from against the Cardinals. And at least they have proven that they can do it consistently. The Niners haven't proved that yet. You beat the Bears and Texans. Great. Guess what? The Bears would have won that game if the 49ers didn't have to kick 5 field goals. They didn't even get in the end zone in that game. 49ers miss one of those field goals. They lose that game 14-12, and then where are we right now? People aren't crowning Garoppolo quite yet. Cool, he's 2-0 as a starter. Great. He's going up against this is the 25th ranked defense in the NFL. If anything, this is Tennessee's cure to their offensive problems. A team that San Francisco is not familiar with. They can't game prep for that offense like the Texans or Colts can. The Texans and Colts see this team twice a year. Tennessee, I think this is a mismatch. Dick LeBeau against Jimmy Garoppolo. That 25th ranked defense against Tennessee's offense that I think will get it going in this game. It's a mismatch. I don't understand why people are picking the Niners in this game. And honestly, this is going to be great. If Tennessee goes out and loses this game to the Niners, I don't know what I would be more upset about. The fact that we lost to the Niners and our playoff hopes are pretty much gone to shit, or the fact that I would be 13-1 in picking Titans games this year. I don't know what would bug me more. I just feel like it would be amazing if I could go 16-0 in picking Tennessee straight up and against the spread this season. Has anyone other than Cleveland Browns fans ever gone 16-0 straight up and against the spread on their favorite team in a season? Has it ever happened before? I think Tennessee gets the win here. and I'm very confident in that. Dallas at Oakland, I'm going with the upset here. I'm picking the Oakland Raiders at home against Dallas. Dallas, you looked good recently. You still don't have Ezekiel Elliott back. You'll get him back here after this week is over. But you got to beat this Raiders team. This Raiders team, I think, is going to rediscover their offense in this game. And I don't expect all of these late games, the away teams, to win. Because right now, I'm looking at this and I'm seeing what should be 4 favored away teams out of 5. Should be, because I have no idea for the life of me why the Niners are favored. I haven't checked the spread recently, so I'm not too sure. Dallas, I think they'll get the win. No, not Dallas. Oakland will get the win. 23-17 over the Dallas Cowboys. Oh, no, never mind. Don't listen to me. So yeah, that'll be the score for the Dallas Raiders game. Raiders win. Falcons at Buccaneers. Atlanta wins this game. Atlanta goes to 4-1 in division play. They put the heat on the Seahawks, the Lions, the Cowboys, all the other teams in the NFC playoff chase for the 6th seed. And that'll be that. Those are my picks. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe to my channel. Please. I'm this close to 100 subscribers. And I've done so well this season in picking games. And it's tough. I'm recognized for it, fellow procs. Shout out to all you guys. You guys are all awesome. Even the newbies are in there. You guys do a great job keeping conversation going. Geo, Andrew Warren, Half Moon's Picks, Hatbox, Justin Robar, Billy B. I mean, the list goes on. Matt Combs. Love you guys. You guys are really solid, and I'm glad I'm a part of the team. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe to my channel. I'll see you guys next time.